But the pranic system is part of something larger. So we have our physical body. I'm going to represent that with a circle. Okay? This is Pranamaya Kosha. Ana means food. Maya means illusion. Kosha means sheet. We are built up out of sheets of illusion in the Hindu yogic philosophy. So we have our physical body, and we have the stuff that's outside of it. That's our world, and we're in it. So the physical body, Pranamaya Kosha, inside of it is another sheet called Pranamaya Kosha. That's why we do pranayama. Pranamaya Kosha, it means the energy illusion sheet. That's the energy that's held in our body. It's also our emotion, our senses, our sensations. We have, inside of that, we have another sheet called Maya Kosha. Mano means mind. It's our illusion that we have a mind. Inside of that is Maya Kosha. It's our reason sheet. The illusion that we can think, that we can intellectualize about stuff, about what's in our mind. Right? Our mind is an impression of our senses. Our senses are dependent on our physical body, which feels the environment. Inside of that, there's Ananda Maya Kosha. That's our causal sheet. That's our final sheet. That's our bliss body. It feels really good. Inside of that is who you really are. That's yourself. That's the unchanging part. We know the world changes. Our physical body changes every single second. The sensations we feel, they change. The way we think changes. The opinions we hold, they change. Because they change, they're not real. They're not real in the sense that they're not you. Am I losing you? So, remember fascia? Fascia is collagen, well, mostly collagen, 10% proteins, 90% liquids with all kinds of nutrients in there, and toxins. So this is a model representing the tension in our body, in our fascia. So it's solid protein parts under tension with liquid in between them. So this is between all our cells, between all our muscles, and it holds elastic tension. It holds energy. So it's more subtle than just physical. We can breathe and it expands. We can breathe out and it squishes. Right? It gives us space, or it allows us to grow small. Pranayama means that breath control. We work on that for our Pranamaya Kosha to get control over it. The physical sheet, Anna Maya Kosha, that's why we do asana. Right? So we get control over that body. So if we meditate, we can keep sitting straight without moving, without disturbing the energy. Because when that energy is disturbed, when the sensations come, the mind gets triggered. When there's a lot of stuff going on in our mind, our reason will start being active. And because of all that stuff going on here, we get distracted. We get attached to the good stuff that happens in our life. And we don't pay attention to who you really are. Or even worse, there's bad stuff in your life, and that really draws your attention. But that stuff is all temporary. Questions so far? Okay. When we live our lives, and we have all these molecules very close together, sometimes they knot up. Sometimes they attach to one another. And they keep in a state that that makes you less flexible, that makes your fascia less healthy, so you're less able to adjust your tissues to the senses you get from the environment. You're more stuck in your ways. When you have an emotional event, that emotional event is timed with a certain state of your body, right? If I have a certain tension in my body, the fascia is going to have a certain state. We have something called associative memory. State of your body you experience during an event, they're coupled together in your memory. If you make your body have a certain state where the tangles get released, that emotion gets triggered, which means our mind will get triggered, which means we can release it, and we can release it from our minds as well. We have less tangles in our sheets, and our mirror to see from ourselves, to see the connection, the unity, yoga is unity, becomes more clear. That's why we have our 8 limbs. We have our yamas and niyamas for the external world, our asana for the physical sheet, pranayama for the energy sheet, and then we get to the higher ones. So we have sense control, selecting which senses you use, with your mind, which ones you access, and then we have our concentration. What parts of our mind do we focus on? So that's pratyahara, is our selection of senses, and the dharana, which is our concentration, limb 5 and limb 6. And then we have dhyana, which is complete absorption in the thing you're focusing on. This here, our causal sheet. And then in the center, we have samadhi. That's enlightenment. Realizing that it's all an illusion. Was that clear? Was it interesting? Okay. So I'm thinking we do some yin yoga today. Remember the long stretches? Because that will get you some time where you're not moving to really focus on the sensations. It's not to relax, okay? It's mentally very challenging, yeah? All right, get to your mats.